Good morning, everyone. And this is weird saying good morning for me. Good morning and welcome.
Usually it's only good morning for me.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to a very special casting couch edition of This Week in Geek. My name is Ren, and I am, of course, joined as always by my co-host, Zach Pope. How are you doing today, Zach?
I'm doing great, man. You are here in
I am
person.
here in America.
Yeah, we also have Cody in between us.
Yes, we have Cody in between us. Our MC for today.
Yeah, that's true. How are you guys doing?
We're very good. We're very good. Cody is handling the questions today. I've stumbled upon one of the questions that I won't be able to answer. I just remember right now, but it has to do with a certain trailer that just came out. But welcome, everyone. We have finally met. We are doing the show together.
I messed up, man. I was supposed to wear my Geeks of the Round Table shirt.
That's true.
I have it packed for tomorrow. Like I was gonna wear it the morning of, like before the wedding and everything.
Oh, I thought you were just wearing it.
Oh, well, that too. But it's
This
just
Week in Geek suit.
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
So, but this is wild. This is wild that
is.
we're in person. I don't even know what we're supposed. Like, what's our template? We have so many ideas, guys. We're starting early because it's a busy day, but we want the most out of this. And I wish we had like 2 weeks all together to just keep making content. Plus, we're using a new setup. I'm not going to say why yet because I haven't publicly said why, but yeah. I mean, this isn't our normal set. This is my living room. No. We have a guest. Our guest,
Henry Cavill, the best Superman of all time this year.
Yeah, I've beaten him up before. He doesn't know. We also have a little bit of Jack Sparrow right here, but I don't know. How are we supposed to start this now?
I think we just go with the flow. Because I was telling you, this looks like a completely different podcast. A podcast I would definitely watch. Not that I wouldn't watch our regular one. But this looks like a different podcast, but in a good way. So I think just to familiarize everyone with everything, we just get us started with our weekly rankings.
Okay, let's do it. So who wants to start? And Cody, feel free to join too. If you have a weekly ranking, if you know what you watched this week, if you watched anything, feel free to do so.
Yeah, we'll do.
Please share yours in the live chat. We can kind of read it. So
we can I'll disappear from camera because right now I can't see shit.
Yeah, I have it pulled up, so I guess I can read them up.
So you'll shout out the live chat weekly rankings.
I guess so. Hopefully, if we get a super chat, same thing.
Yeah,
so
for sure. All right, so I had a 12-hour flight yesterday from Europe to America for the first time, and I watched a ton of things. But none of them. Well, one of them will be here. The weakest thing I watched this week was the Bob Marley biopic.
Oh,
it was my last press screening before flying over, and it's not bad. I would describe it as simple, conventional, and effective. It does everything you expect it to do. It doesn't blow your mind in any conceivable way. I think you'll get a lot more out of it than I did if you're like genuinely into Bob Marley. I know the songs, I can hum one or another, but I've never been like the biggest fan. The whole thing in the movie is it's his message that comes across.
Yeah,
and his message to this day seems very important in today's climate, especially about love and unity and all that shit. And you can accuse it of being all cheesy, but it doesn't pull it off in a cheesy way. It's earnest, it's genuine, and it genuinely, you can see the love for the artist and the music they share with the world. I also didn't know, and this is not a spoiler because he's dead, but I didn't know he died at 36.
Yeah, he died really young.
I thought he was like 40s something, maybe almost 50. I knew he was youngish, but I didn't know he was 36.
See, I haven't been too excited for the movie because for me, it kind of feels like it's just one of those movies that's, it's being made to be made. I love the main actor.
He is... The performances from him and Lashana Lynch are very
Lashana
good.
Lynch is in it.
Yeah, she's the wife.
Okay,
yeah, she's Rita Marley.
So, are you excited for this, Cody? Are you excited for Bob Marley?
Am I excited for Bob Marley? I'm excited from a curiosity standpoint. And here's the thing: yes, I do not have a mic, so we got to keep doing this the entire time. But I am curious from the fact that I know the songs and I know of Bob Marley, but it hasn't been something I've been super, super excited for.
Okay, fair enough. Ren, what's your next pick?
All right, next I got ISS. This
Garbage.
is a film you guys got in January, I believe.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. This is Ariana DeBose.
Ariana DeBose, John Gallagher Jr.
This is when they're in space, and then the Russians attack, and then
so
it's like
three Americans, 3 Russians.
Is this a life spinoff?
Conflict between the U.S. and Russia erupts. So take control of the ISS by any means necessary. So it's very tense. It's a very claustrophobic thriller. It works really well. I think if you hear of that concept and you enjoy it, you'll get something out of it, but it's not a concept that is elevated through execution. So think this concept, if a Christopher Nolan or a Denis Villeneuve was to be at the helm directing, you can see the just this movie being a 5-star classic.
Yeah.
As it is, it's solid. It's a good watch. I'm glad I watched it. I think it's a very quite a solid thriller that you can get a lot out of it.
So like a 3 out of
if you're
5.
into the genre. Yeah, so a 3 out of 5, a
Okay.
B minus.
Fair enough.
So next, I watched a documentary.
Wow, that's shocking.
That right for me. I watched a documentary that I had never heard of, but it was one of the movie selections on my flight, called Tom Cruise, The Last Movie Star.
Yeah, it's about me.
And when you hear that title, the movie is exactly what you expect it to be, but it takes the framing of Top Gun Maverick just came out. It broke all these records. Like, who is Tom Cruise, the movie star? How did he come to this point in his career? And it follows everything from before he started, the career moves he took as a producer, the controversies in the 2000s, all that. Like, his more risque, let's say, projects where like, this Tom Cruise fit into this, and the ones he did, the ones he didn't, the ones that probably people didn't like but maybe should have liked, like Night and Day.
Good movie. Underrated.
Yes, I agree.
James Mangold too, right? He directed that, right?
James Mangold. Yeah. And yeah, it's very interesting. Again, it's not mind-blowing or anything. Again, when you hear the title, what do you think this movie is? It's probably exactly what you think, but as that, it's quite good. And finally, last but not least, I got very excited this week when we got the surprise announcement of Moana 2. And so one of the selections on my flight was the original Moana. So I rewatched that, and I adore that film.
Did you sing on the plane?
I mouthed it.
Okay.
I was like,
yeah. So whoever was watching you, on that plane.
If anyone was watching me, I hope
hey,
no one was.
People watch on the damn airplane.
Fair.
I love watching what other people are watching, and I don't remember what. Oh, the
person in front of me was falling asleep to Oppenheimer.
Oh, that's boring. The last time I was on a plane, there was a whole row watching House of Gucci, and it got to this scene with Lady Gaga and Adam Driver on the table, and just like simultaneously, I just see the same thing happening, and I'm like, cool. That's nice.
By the way, do you know how I know the person in front of me was watching Oppenheimer? Because at one point I glanced over and I was like, oh, they're watching Oppenheimer. And then I could just see more and more and more of Oppenheimer because their head was going down.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the whole film now, not just the corner.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my my weekly ranking.
Okay.
Good movies, all good movies. One that really impresses me that I'm very happy to have a sequel, and it's one of my top 10 Disney movies of all time.
Sweet. Awesome. Cody, do you have a weekly ranking? Do you want to talk about anything you watched this week?
The one thing that I rewatched this week has been a very busy week, so I haven't watched a ton, but the one thing I did rewatch on the plane was Inception. And that's
great movie. One of my favorites of all time.
For anybody who's watching who don't know this about me, I am a filmmaker and an actor, and I haven't been on YouTube for a little while. So watching Inception through the eyes that I have now as more of an experienced filmmaker and actor, I have a bigger appreciation for what Christopher Nolan was trying to do with that film. And like, I think it's perfection. Like, I have nothing bad to say about the film.
I love it.
Perfection.
So
Inception.
I did actually watch stuff. I guess I did because I'm
good.
trying to do the movie a day, but that's not happening. Sometimes I'll watch The Office instead. And then I've been playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I will have a review for that when I come back.
You finished it, right?
I beat it literally 10 minutes before Ren texted me that, hey, I'm ready to get picked up. So
I did not word it like that.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to talk about that. I'm actually going to do, I think, a video essay on it because I have a lot of thoughts. And then I might do an Arkham ranking, but I'm genuinely very scared to do one.
They're revoking your gamer card.
You've seen it. You saw it.
I don't know that I saw it. I saw
it was
you
in the
saying,
chat.
like, I want to share it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad to a lot of people.
I'm already pissed off, and I don't even know what the ranking is.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. So, but coming in last place, and I liked every movie I watched this week, just as everyone know, Lisa Frankenstein. It's a ton of fun. It's over the top. It's cheesy. It's kind of like a cult classic, like an instant kind of one of those where it's probably not going to succeed at the box office. People aren't going to like it. A lot of people walked out of my screening. I noticed a lot of the public walking out, but I don't think they knew what they were getting. Okay. And it's kind of like a Jennifer's Body effect. So I think if you like Jennifer's Body, you'll like this one. Just know it is very wildly uneven. Sometimes it's like, oh, we're going to go comedic and fun and over the top. And then all of a sudden it's like, ooh, serious. And I was like, why don't you do one or the other? So I overall really enjoyed it. It surprised me. I was not excited for it. Catherine Newton, this is her best performance. She embodies a Helen Bonham Carter. There's a lot of instances of it feeling like an early 90s Tim Burton film. Zelda Williams' direction is awesome. It just really comes down to some of the messy script in there. So, but it's enjoyable. Up next after that, I have How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Very, very great romantic comedy. I've been just
That's a good turn.
Hey, I like this movie. It's fun. Matthew McConaughey. What am I going to say? After that, I have the movie called Plus One. This is on Netflix right now. It's Jack Quaid, and it's Maya Eskrin, who is from Pen 15, stuff like this. So this movie, this movie. Did I talk about this last week? I don't think I did. Yeah. I fuck up.
Joke, but I'm committing to it.
Yeah. Well, this movie's awesome, and it surprised me because I didn't really like. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But my number one movie of the week, The Scooby-Doo Project. Do you guys know what this is?
What is this? No.
So in the 90s, this is a 20-minute short film.
Oh.
Where the Scooby-Doo creators made their own Blair Witch Project. So it's live action and animated. It's on YouTube.
How did I never hear of this?
It got banned.
Oh.
It terrified kids. It went on Cartoon Network and it terrified children. I don't think it's too scary, but it's awesome. So it's literally them investigating the Blair Witch Project. And so like it starts off with these teenagers went out, or these young adults went out and they got missing. And then it shows them in like it's all live action in the forest. And then of course the animation in there, and you see like ruh-roh and stuff like that. And they're interviewing people about it. It's creepy. It's creepy, but it's on YouTube. So I highly recommend it. I saw a TikTok on it and I'm like, there's no way this is real. Instantly sat at dinner and just fucking sat there watching it. So it's my favorite thing I watched this week, just for the pure insanity of it. Is it great? No. But is it awesome that they made this? Yeah. And like it's literally only on YouTube.
Okay.
Like someone just like must have had a file or something and just uploaded it.
I need to send this to one of my friends who like loves.
Yeah, so I highly recommend it. My Letterboxd review is literally the best Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
So, which I'm not huge on Blair Witch. I actually have the unapologetic opinion that the remake is my favorite. Or I guess it was technically a sequel.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one, which I loved. What's the director of that?
Adam Wingard.
Yeah, I love Adam Wingard, so maybe that's part of it. But I love that movie. But that's our weekly ranking. We want to share your guys's.
Yes.
So G. Colby, we're not going to put it up on the screen, sadly, but
yeah, because the computer is very far away.
At number 6, he has Orion in the Dark. I need to watch this. This is that brand new Kaufman movie on Netflix. Number 5, Happy Gilmore. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers. Yeah, we lost Carl Weathers this week. Favorite Carl Weathers performance? I mean, mine has to be Predator.
It's like be personally. Great for me. I think we talked about it last week.
Yeah, did we? Yeah, he passed away right before. What about you?
I mean, for me, I think for different reasons, Predator and Happy Gilmore are neck and neck for me, because Happy Gilmore is fantastic, but there's Predator is just, it's a classic.
Ren, we we're supposed to do that. We fucked up.
Yeah, sure.
Let me tell you right now, the airport was hectic, and I literally was like, hop in, run. And then like Cody, I literally called him and I was like, you need to jump in this fucking car right now. We didn't even stop. I was like,
cars get out of the car for Cody.
Yeah. It was worse when we went to go get you. It was way worse when we went to go get you. For sure. Number 4, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the show. Really good. I love this show. It is incredible. It is my second favorite of the year. Okay. I can't talk about my first one publicly.
Can't you?
I can't, because the embargo is not out yet. I've talked about it in the chat though.
Okay.
I literally cannot say anything. I already got in trouble.
Yeah, don't worry. So. But we'll talk about it when the camera's off.
Yeah. Number 3, Devil in the Blue Dress, underrated detective movie with Denzel. Number 2, the Lego Movie, Happy 10 Years. And number 1, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 1, Water. I'm rewatching it as well. G. Colby, it's awesome. I just got to King Boomy.
Nice.
I always forget that like they were friends as kids. So it's just like every time I see the flashbacks, I'm like, that's just so great.
That is cool.
Damian Scott, weekly ranking. Number 7, Krypton season 1. Why are you watching that?
Because
Number
it's good.
No, it's not. Number
Yes,
6.
It is. It's actually really good.
No, it's awful.
No, it's good.
Number 6, Superman: The Quest for Peace. Number 5, Supergirl. Number 4, Chicago PD. Why? 3, number 2, Chicago Fire. And number 1, Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. First time viewing. Congrats that you got to watch that.
Nice.
That's great.
I just got the 4K for that recently.
Oh, did
I
you?
Still haven't watched it,
You know what's funny? They said they were going to send me that. It just never came in. I just never asked.
Oh,
I get
no.
weird about asking for that stuff. G.
that's
Colby, is Ren
heartbreaking.
or Cody the best man? Neither.
Better question. Is Ren or Cody the better man?
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Genuinely,
answering the
I'll
question,
say
I'm
this. I didn't want a best man. I just wanted everyone to be my best man. So
There you go. Everyone's the best man.
yeah.
Like X-Men.
SBC Unleash. Hey guys, Zach, congrats. Ren, good to see you, buddy, and Cody. Hope you're well. Other than that, it looks like we don't have any others. So I guess let's get into the topic, right?
Let's get into the topic.
Okay.
Baby.
So yesterday, Bob Iger. I don't know
Was it
what.
yesterday?
Yes.
Yesterday for you.
Oh yeah. No.
No, 2 days ago.
2 days ago, Bob
Wednesday for
Iger
both of us.
was having fun on
Twitter.
something. He was on some interview. He was doing an interview. That's where this all started coming out, and he just started dropping bombs. Release
Literally.
dates, announcements. So let's get the big one out of the way. Moana 2 is coming out this year. What the fuck? So now they took the TV series
Mm-hmm.
and they basically put it into a movie.
Yeah.
First thing I thought of when I saw that is, oh God, we're going to original Disney sequel straight to VHS. Hoping this is a Toy Story 2 situation where they watched it and they're like, okay. I did talk to some people though, and apparently this was decided very early on after they started the series production. So that makes me a little bit less worried that, okay, so they were making the series and they're like, no, this just needs to be a movie. That's how it should have been from the start. That should have been their choice from the start, is to make a Moana 2. It's the most watched movie of like the last 2 years on Disney Plus.
Streaming, yeah.
So it's smart. This
And on
movie's gonna
planes,
make it.
apparently.
Yeah, and I really hope the movie's great. Before we get to you, Ren,
Okay.
I'm going to ask Cody, are you excited for Moana 2? Don't talk shit about The Rock, because I know you will.
Hey, I'm in a position to talk shit about The Rock.
I know you are. But we're not talking about wrestling today.
We have wrestling questions.
Oh, okay. I kind of understand stuff about wrestling, so I might be able to answer it now.
Getting him into wrestling, finally.
So Moana 2, I am very excited about. Moana was one of, like everybody else, it was one of my favorite films the year that it came.
Not my sister's. Not my sister's.
Oh, okay. Does she not like Moana?
She thinks it's overrated. She fell asleep when I took her.
Wow.
Go on.
Okay.
It's not in my top 10.
So it was one of my favorite films the year that it came out. And I am very excited for Moana 2. I am glad that the live action Moana movie is, as of right now, it is not happening, because for me, I wasn't the biggest fan of that idea, but I am a fan of continuing the Moana story, because there's a lot of really, really cool lore there that we just haven't learned about yet.
Yeah, I'm a little sad because personally I wanted to play Maui, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. So, for a lot of reasons.
Namely?
Well, one of the reasons is because I'm not as big as The Rock.
Yeah,
That's the most obvious
main
one.
reason.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Even though, they could easily have me be a part of it. Just give me a couple years. Ren,
I am tremendously excited for
yeah.
this because
Did you cry?
No.
Like tear up a little bit?
No.
I tear up every time I see there's a new
No,
Toy Story.
you've seen in person what my reaction is when I'm excited about something.
Yeah. I want you guys to know just Cody Rhodes stuff. We're in Hobby Lobby yesterday. If you guys know, no, at home, looking for something, and he just jumps up and grabs me, and he's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Oh, okay, what happened?"
Yeah. So I'm very excited for Moana too, because Moana is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I got heart crushed when they announced the show, and it's gonna be like this musical comedy series. I'm like, no, Moana is a fucking epic.
Yeah,
like it's an action musical epic that goes like across the sea to save an entire civilization. Like it's amazing. I want it on it's still to this day, like even rewatching it on this like terrible screen on a plane, it's one of the most visually gorgeous Disney movies I have ever seen to this day.
It's beautiful.
It might be their best looking like 3D animated film, honestly, no joke. And Again, I got
I rise
crushed.
you a Raya on The Last Dragon, but
Fair, that comes close.
yeah,
I still prefer. I think it even has some of the same people involved.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was very disappointed when they announced the show, and so when they come and say it's a movie and it's coming out this year, like it was a surprise for everyone. Only a very few select people knew about this.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited because it means they saw what they were coming up with. They saw potential in it, and Bob Iger
That's what I
also saw
hope.
potential in it, and is like, yeah, put this on the big screen, make this a movie, not a show.
Yeah.
Like, let's make money of this, but also,
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, though, this is starting to make me not want Disney Plus anymore. Though they have nothing. They have nothing.
Interesting.
Think about it. They really
Yeah.
like. Besides maybe a Marvel, or I'll just renew when those are out.
And they got that Pixar show coming up.
If it comes out,
Win or lose. Yeah, that's true. At this point,
does it become a movie now? Which we were talking about this now. Does the Princess and the Frog show become a movie? Because there was rumors that they were working on a 2D animated film.
Here's the thing, though. Moana was a huge critical and
was.
box office hit. Princess and the Frog. I believe it was a critical hit, but not box office.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is now there's a ride coming out for Princess and the Frog in Disneyland and Disney World. So how does that work? How does that formulate? So I'm very
Just make
interested
a
to see.
Moana ride. Why haven't you made a Moana ride?
I think they're actually planning.
You
it
like
right
on the
now.
canoes, and then a
So-
wave comes in and you drown.
You
It's
think
amazing.
they would do that? So,
Yeah, exactly.
also they announced Frozen 3 is coming to theaters in 2026,
Oh, yeah,
3,
yeah.
and then 4 would probably be the year after because they've said that they're
it's
making them back to back.
Infinity
So,
War and Endgame.
don't really have too many thoughts on that because I don't know anything of the plot.
Yeah, same.
But-
I mean, Bob Iger sounds excited, so
Yeah,
Cool.
so I don't really anything else. Zootopia 2 coming out in 2025 next year. Thank God, finally. I love the first Zootopia. It's one of my favorite Disney animated films of all time. It
came out the same year as Moana. It won
Did
the
it
Oscar.
really?
Yeah, 2016.
Really?
2016 was a banger for
Jesus.
Disney.
Wow. Okay. The Mandalorian Grogu will be the first of the next slate of Star Wars movies likely out in 2026. Now, I'm a little bit more. When this was first announced, I hated the idea. And part of me still despises the idea for this.
Okay, why?
I'm not huge on season 3, and I think that's why. If
Fair.
if this would have been season 2, it would have made no sense because Grogu left. But if
The
season
movie
3
could have been about them getting back together.
Yeah. And for me, like season 3, it had great ideas, just not executed well. It was
Fair.
just very rushed.
I agree.
So I am not on this Mando hype train anymore, even though I love all the characters. And it's like, okay, so was this supposed to be season 4?
Yeah.
I'm sure Bob Iger saw the potential and was like, why have we not made a movie about this yet?
Why are we not making money on this?
Yeah. So there's things that I'm excited about it. I think once I hear what the story is, that's what will sell me on this.
Okay.
But the thing that I am a little bit more is there was rumors going around that they were going to try and get this out in 2025. That's what was starting to make me nervous. Like, okay, so if you were doing a show, I could probably see getting it out end of 2025. 2026 feels the more safer date. I also I was like, where are you going to put this? December of
May?
next year? Well, so it's May 2026, thank God. But I was like, if you do it 2025, please don't tell me you're trying to go up against Avatar.
Yeah.
Let's not pull a Solo again.
It is Disney, so they wouldn't do it.
They did it with Avengers Infinity War and Solo. It was 2 weeks after.
Yeah, but that's because they didn't believe in Solo.
Well, they should have.
I know. I agree.
It should have
Solo's
been.
great.
That
it's
was
really good.
my fiance's first Star Wars movie ever. Was Solo. She
Nice.
watched it and she goes, "This is really cool. What else should I watch?" And I gave her a weird list to watch. I said, start with the new stuff, like 7, 8,
Okay.
then jump back, go 4, 5, 6, then jump back and go 1, 2, 3.
All right.
And I think that really made her appreciate stuff. Because I feel like a lot of people, if they try to start with the original trilogy now, they're like, it's a little old. That's how people are. But yeah, so that's that. My most nervous film now of all time in 2026, Toy Story 5. For everyone who doesn't know, Toy Story, I think you guys can attest, is my favorite thing. You guys saw my room. It's everywhere in there. I don't know how to feel on this movie yet. I was kind of low-key hoping it was coming out next year because next year's the 30th anniversary.
Oh, yeah, true.
So it kind of would have made sense. Probably just not done. COVID probably delayed it.
And the strikes.
I'm really nervous. But other than that, the only other couple things that they kind of announced, and then we'll kind of do a recap, is they announced that they're investing $1.5 billion into Epic Games, which is to collab with Fortnite. I know a lot of you guys are so excited for that.
I'm still not going to play it.
I still play it, and I'll probably lose a lot of money now. The second they put any of the Toy Story characters in there, done. Like I will buy it. You know they're gonna put Maui. You know they're gonna put like this is how it's gonna go.
Do they put in Maui's shape-shifting ability?
Probably. Yeah, they do the powers.
Okay.
So, but the thing with this though is they're making a game. It sounds like for them called Disney Universe, which will be like a shopping, watching, all this stuff.
Just bring back Disney Infinity, man.
Yeah, they should. But it's probably going to be a new version of it, I
Yeah,
assume,
for
just
sure.
without the toys.
Have you seen the mods people have been making of Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, with the Disney
I
characters.
just want that. Just make that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Disney
The-
fighting.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually been the rumor for a while, is that they have a Super Smash Brothers being made right now, but
That
with
is
Disney
That would
characters.
be so cool.
Yeah, or bring back Epic Mickey. Do you guys ever play Epic Mickey?
I've never played it, but I know what it
It's
is.
fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I've
They'll
heard
never do
great
it. Though.
things.
They'll never do it. Other than that, they also announced like an updated theatrical. So Alien movie is now titled Alien
We knew this.
Romulus.
This is
Yeah,
not
I don't know
news.
why this is news, but Fede Alvarez is making an Alien film. If you didn't know,
Yeah, I'm excited.
Coming out
Yeah.
this summer?
August 16th.
August, yeah. So
Yeah, so-
still summer.
Inside Out 2 this year still.
Yep.
We just got a new
Mufasa-
teaser for that.
What?
Came out a new teaser for that.
I heard
came out
there's
yesterday.
another trailer.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Cody pulled the power plug.
The universe had to humble us. The universe had to humble us. Hang on. You keep this because these are the
Yeah.
questions.
I got
Oh, you got it. Cool,
Yeah,
cool,
I
cool,
got
cool.
it.
Just use that one then. Perfect. Amazing. Welcome back, everyone. We apologize. We were talking about epic games.
Yeah.
Games
Epic
that I don't
games.
play, so I don't know if they're epic.
I get off my iPhone.
Shut up, bitch.
Okay. So, yeah, Epic Games, they're making a new game for them. I think it's going to be exciting and cool. Probably take a lot of my money. So that's just the truth. But overall, they also announced the 2025 slate for Marvel.
Mhm.
They didn't talk about Thunderbolts or Blade. I think that's just mostly because there's nothing to talk about with them right now. No Fantastic Four mention, just Captain America. And then other than that, I mean, I don't think you really talked about even Disney Plus. It seems like they're starting to go away from.
Yeah, they're focusing more on the theatrical. And I talked to you about this. This is the Bob Iger regime turning the company around.
Yep.
Because throughout the history of Disney, whenever they have these, I don't want to say right now is a dark period, but it's a lull period. They had bombs at the box office all
Yep.
through 20.
All
the
last
movies
year.
weren't as well received as people expected, as they wanted for the 100-year celebration. Whenever they're down, that's when they take their biggest creative swings, and that's when they come back. I hate to repeat myself, they come back swinging.
So
Like
I
the
want to
eight-
ask you, do you think all these sequels will be big creative swings for them?
Yes,
All
I
of them.
think so.
Even Toy Story.
I think so.
You
Because
swear to me,
told
you think yeah.
the
So
way it's working right. You tell me.
yeah. So from what I talked with certain people is that Bob Chapek's the one that was like, "Hey,
Bob
you're gonna
Paycheck.
make this, and I don't care, and it's gonna go on streaming." Bob Iger, creative man,
Papa Iger.
he did all the things, said some stuff that's not great.
Yeah.
But in terms of what he is for the creatives, he basically, from what I understand, went to the studios and was like, "You need to make sequels, but I'm gonna let you choose what you're gonna make. These are all the films that were successful. What do you have ideas for?" And that's where the animators and stuff like that took those choices. So why did they make a Toy Story 5? Because they had a story for it. Is it good? I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2. That was kind of an obvious one that they should have done. But how do you do it?
Probably
in
should
a
have made it
PG
a long
film?
time ago.
Probably. But it's like, what was an obvious one Pixar could have made? Incredibles 3. They didn't.
And Inside Out 2 in particular, since Pete Docter is now the head honcho, it feels like it's when he, even if he's not directing, which he's not, it's a shame, but it feels like when he'd be like, "Hey, we need to make a sequel to this."
I agree.
To
So,
my baby.
and it's the same thing. Zootopia 2,
Yep.
Moana 2
Moana
now,
2,
Frozen 3 and 4. There has to be an idea for that.
Frozen
all the original,
Infinity War, and
all
Frozen
the
Endgame.
original creators are back for that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's the way I view it. And this is how Disney does it. You have them make these sequels, and then they come back and swing with something original.
Mhm.
And I really wish Raya and the Last Dragon would have came out in this era,
Same.
because it probably would have fucking destroyed.
Yeah.
It really sucks when that film came out, and that's one that I hope maybe they would do a sequel to, and be like, let's give this another chance at life.
A movie sequel, not a show.
No, they'll probably do. But here's my thing about a show: it'd be like their Avatar: The Last Airbender.
True, unless they do like they did at the time with Moana and go, "Oh, this is an adventure comedy." Like, no, give me an epic.
Yeah.
Why are you turning all
So,
these epics into
yeah.
comedies?
So I don't know. There's a lot. I'm very excited,
Mhm.
and I think they're kind of heading in the right route. Cody, any last minute thoughts?
I've got some thoughts. I agree basically on everything between Moana 2 and Zootopia 2 and what's happening with the Mandalorian movie and everything else. Like I am 100% in agreement. And last year was I think we can all agree last year was a very difficult year in terms of creators when it comes to the industry and when it comes to the actors and writers. But I am in hopes that what Ren is saying is correct, that this year or within the coming years, these next projects are going to be big swings for Disney, because it'll mean things will be back on track pretty much.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like they take the most creative swings and get back better than they ever were before when they're in the 80s. And this isn't even a Bob Iger thing. He wasn't there at the time, I don't believe, at least in the position we know him to be. But the 80s were terrible. So what came of the 80s? The Renaissance era.
Yep.
And the early 2000s, unfortunately, with Treasure Planet in the middle, were terrible. And they came back with the revival era. And they started with the Tangles, the Frozens, the Wreck-It Ralphs, Big Hero 6, all that. So now they're in that spot again where they're going down. So let's get back up. And that's the way I see it. It's the Bob Iger effect.
Mhm.
Like you talked about, like some things he said, like we don't stand for that. But as a CEO, as a the force behind this entire company to be the best it can be. He's the guy, man. He's done it before. He's doing it again. Up until now, he was doing cleanup for Chapek.
Yeah. Well, you know what the other cleanup though is for this, and it's not just let's do sequels because we have stories for them. It's let's get people back in the theater.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the general consensus is when Bob Chapek was just throwing all their animated films on streaming, like whether it was 2-3 weeks after release or right away, people were like, "Well, I'll just wait."
Yeah.
That's what happened to Lightyear. That's what happened to Encanto. That's what happened to Raya, basically.
Well,
and
Raya went directly to the.
It was both, but it was dumb. And so that's my thing is Bob Iger now has to fix that stigma. And I think that stigma still sits with Warner Brothers. I think the only two is Universal and Paramount are the only ones that did not get affected by that. And look how good Universal's doing on their animated stuff.
And look how bad Paramount is doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a good sign of things to come.
Yep.
Like Bob Iger is he finished cleanup after Chapek now. He's got the next 2 years to do the best he can and find a suitable replacement for what he can do to this company and for this company. And we're now seeing those changes.
Yep.
Look at all those. That's all smart investment. I had someone saying, "Oh, it's Disney going for sequels again because they're a sure thing." Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited to see the future. I hope it all turns out well. We do have breaking news though.
Oh shit. Disney?
No.
Okay.
This is something you'll laugh at. So remember when they're making another round remake?
yeah.
Thomas Vinterberg got asked about this.
Roast him.
If it's shit, he'll get slapped again. That was his comment.
That is the best possible comeback. Like,
They still shouldn't make the movie.
oh, now I want this movie to be made just so we can see another slap.
Do you guys think it'll be? It won't be good. I won't
No,
just say
no,
that.
no,
So,
there's
okay. Other than that, we're
Imagine
gonna
if
move
he
on.
casts Will Smith as the main
Yeah.
guy, though.
So yeah, guys, make sure to leave your thoughts down below if you're watching this afterwards, or head over to the Spotify auto link into the Geekverse with Zach Pope. That's where This Week in Geek is now on. Leave us a rating, leave us a review on Apple and all that stuff, so people watch us more. That'd be cool.
Yes, please. So
Other
we can
than
make
that-
more of these together shows.
Yeah. So other than that, we're gonna get into the questions, but
the questions,
we're also gonna do a hot take in between each one,
Okay. Oh,
each of us.
Yeah.
So I'll do one first,
Mhm.
then we'll do the question, then
Okay.
him, and then vice versa.
All right, so what's your hot take?
this is gonna go so well.
Toy Story 4 is better than Toy Story 3.
No.
All right, let's go.
just no. You don't even deserve a reaction. It's just no. I entirely reject your hypotheses.
No, I don't. Okay, what's the first question, Cody?
Okay, first question is, what is your least anticipated Disney movie coming out this year?
Mufasa.
Ooh,
That's
what
my
else is coming out this year?
the list. Let me pull it back up.
Yeah, pull it back. It's
Uh,
definitely not Moana too. That's probably my most excited.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Like, it's just Mufasa. I'm not, which is crazy because Barry's making the movie, and Barry Jenkins is an incredible director who, if Beale Street Could Talk, is like one of my favorite things in the last. Moonlight's great. I'm a If Beale Street Talks more person though. So,
Fair. I get it.
mostly because it's still La La Land's Oscar. So,
Yeah, true.
trying to find the release schedule. But okay, so for this year we got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Definitely watching that.
Yeah.
Young Woman in the Sea. Don't know what that is, so I can't even comment.
It's Daisy Ridley.
Oh,
so I wanna see her back in the
Inside Out 2, Deadpool, Alien Romulus, an untitled Disney movie, which is in
It's Moana
September.
too.
No, in September. I think this one's Lilo and Stitch.
Oh yeah.
The Amateur. Don't know what that is. That's 20th Century. Moana 2, and Mufasa. Yeah, it's Mufasa for me. Like, out of all those, like,
Probably the Young Woman in the Sea, just because it says Daisy Ridley, so I'm definitely interested, but I don't know.
yeah, Lilo and
anything
Stitch. I'm too
else
excited
about
for.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say Mufasa is probably mine too. And I would have said Young Woman in the Sea, but the thing is that we haven't really seen Daisy Ridley do a lot outside of Star Wars, and the stuff that she has been in the past couple of years that has not been Star Wars related, she has been great in. So I am looking forward just because she's a part of it.
Have
Everyone-
you seen Sometimes I Think
Yeah, I was about to say
Dying
that.
Yet? Have you seen it?
Have you seen the movie with her? It's called Sometimes I Think
Yeah.
About Dying. It just came out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Have you
It's-
seen it?
yeah.
It's great.
I didn't think the movie was great. I think she's fantastic. in it.
Oh, I love that movie. That's how I feel at my job every day.
That's how I feel just in life in
Oh,
general.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not sometimes. It's
Uh,
always.
hot take, Cody, and then read us the next question.
Okay, let's see here.
Here we go.
All right. A Beautiful Mind is the most overrated movie that has ever won an award for Best Picture at the Oscars.
I don't know. Crash won.
I don't know that I agree, but I can see your arguments.
I've never seen it. So.
Yeah, it's very good. It's not
Okay.
Gladiator.
Next question.
All right. Should Disney bring back the Hollywood Pictures and Touchstone labels?
No,
Eh.
we have 20th Century. It doesn't matter.
It's a label. Doesn't really affect the movie's quality, honestly.
Yeah. So, oh well. Hot take.
Hereditary is mid.
All right. What's the next question?
All right.
Hereditary.
Do you think currently we are in another Disney dark age?
No, because they made Raya and the Last Dragon and Soul. And I think we're in an age in general in filmmaking that's dark because it's a lot of people were focusing on streaming and now they're realizing, oh, this doesn't make money. It's a fucking pit. Look at Netflix. They're poor. So I would say
constantly in debt.
Yeah, I would say no, but I'm also in the minority. I've liked a lot of what they put out. I enjoyed Wish. I thought it was fairly solid.
I loved Indiana Jones and
Yeah,
the
I
Dial of
loved
Destiny.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny as well. Guardians of the Galaxy was excellent. The Marvels was fun. Wasn't great, but it was fun.
It was good.
Ant-Man was ass, but that's
No, it
neither
wasn't.
here nor here. Neither, yeah, whatever. What else have they come out with? Oh, but they fuck yeah, the Eternals is incredible. Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani, we love you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, we
that
do.
movie was awesome, and it got shit on too much. Top 10 MCU movies. But yeah, that's about my thing. Any other thoughts?
All right.
I wouldn't say we're quite in a dark age because they only ever had one dark age. They have troubled periods. I think we are in a troubled period. I wouldn't define it as a dark age.
Bring back the Muppets.
Yeah, I would say that it's not just I would say for Disney, I don't think it's just I agree with Ren. I think it's not just like a troubled period for Disney. I think it's a troubled period for Hollywood, especially with the writers and actors strike that happened last year. It's just that over the past, I'd say 5 years, in terms of original and engaging content, Disney has come out with some really good stuff, but then so has basically every other studio. But at that same time, very much like that good stuff has come out, the stuff that we don't enjoy, that we're not a fan of, that we think is trash, every studio, including Disney, has been creating that unoriginal like stuff that we've all said they need to get back on track. It's been them, and it's been basically every other studio. And looking forward to new content and getting out of the dark period, it's going to be at least a little bit, because the new contracts from the writers and actors strikes are going to be implemented over the next like year or so.
Anything else, guys? Or next question? All right, so my next hot take, right?
Yep,
Ooh.
Right now, I'm gonna say this: Dial of Destiny is better than The Last Crusade. All right, next one.
all right.
You just took crack for breakfast. That's the only answer.
All right.
Continue.
All right, so here we go. Thoughts on Bob Iger saying
What if I told you King of the Crystal Skull is better?
No, you're joking.
Not
Yes, you are.
part of me.
Yes,
Are
not.
you insane?
I would
He's
rather
joking.
I would rather
He's
rewatch that
joking.
than
No,
Last.
you wouldn't.
I've only
I
seen
don't
Last
believe
Crusade
it.
twice.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Okay. Thoughts on Bob Iger saying Marvel's focus now would be on their stronger franchises? Does that mean no more Eternals and introducing B or C list characters into the MCU?
Probably.
I don't think it means no more Eternals. I think it does. It means no more Eternal movies. Maybe.
Yeah. So the way I take franchise is I think this means, hey, why have we not had a new Avengers film in almost in 2019? So
5 years.
5 years. Why is there not a new Avengers film? And I kind of raise that. Why is there not one? You don't have a in-between one where you form the new team. I think that is a dumb idea. I think that was a stupid idea. Phase 4 should have ended with an Avengers film. Wakanda Forever was great to end with. I loved Wakanda Forever, but it should have ended with the new Avengers, especially coming off Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like that just seemed like the logical thing. And I know Phase 5 will be ending. Well, I think Thunderbolts is technically ending it. That's an awesome team up movie. It's not called the Avengers. It would have been smarter to like call it Dark Avengers.
It would have been because it very much is a Dark Avengers.
Yeah.
Not so much a Thunderbolts, but I think Thunderbolts is going to do well because it's the first time since an Avengers movie that we have a full-on team up with some characters that we already know and love. You got Florence Pugh, you got Sebastian Stan, you got Red Guardian, you got Ghost is not a beloved character, I'd say, but you got a Walmart Captain America.
Yeah.
So it's the first time since the Avengers that you have a movie of this format.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to do really well.
So yeah, we'll see. But again, in the end of the day, Kevin Feige just had to pitch the right thing and we don't know what Bob Chapek was asking for Marvel during that time. Was he asking for something different? Was he asking, hey, we don't want an Avengers movie. We just did one. Just keep pumping out new characters for toys.
Yeah.
Is that what they wanted?
I think he just wanted more stuff for Disney Plus, and therefore Kevin Feige couldn't find enough manpower, and he couldn't even do it himself to focus on Avengers movie. Because just imagine the undertaking that
exactly is. So let's see what Comic-Con brings this year. Yeah. I think they're going to announce the whole new slate, basically be like, we fucked up. We can blame one man named BC. And here's our new slate. Kang Dynasty, paycheck. 3 years from now. Secret Wars, 4 years from now. Everything else, this is the lead up to it.
2 years, Kang Dynasty.
I think they're going to push it.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think they already pushed it.
I think they're pushing it again.
That was the push.
So, all right. Hot take, Cody, and give us the next question.
Okay. Hot take. The Exorcist is not a scary movie in any capacity. In fact, it's actually a very hilarious comedy.
I agree.
You are disgusting, both of you.
Dude.
You are uncultured swines.
Okay. Let me put it this way, though. The first time I ever watched it, I was not myself, if you know what I mean, if you catch my drift. I know. So maybe I should watch it again.
Exactly.
I was myself, and I found it hilarious.
So I don't like you as you are, Cody. You have to change. You have to go to therapy to understand The Exorcist.
All right. What would be your guys' pitch for an Eternals sequel?
That's a really tough question that I honestly think would be a topic for a podcast, if I'm being honest with you. Honestly. Maybe that's what we do when we come back if there's no big news. 2 weeks from now. Oh, wait, no, because then we'll have Dune to talk about.
What?
We'll have Dune to talk about.
Will we?
Maybe.
Because we're going to have our reviews out. So we're not going to talk about that thing that you told me about.
We're going to want to talk about
stuff.
Also, if you see any Dune questions, there's something that leaked out that you won't care about.
Question, show it to him.
Show it to me because I saw the leak. So he doesn't want to know about it. But yeah, Eternals pitch.
I also think for an Eternals pitch, I think it's too cumbersome because in the first Eternals movie, we got so much lore and so many characters. For me, Zach knows this. I have been very critical with the amount of shows.
Go outside. Go outside for the rest of the podcast. Go outside. We're gonna stare at you through the window that's open right now.
I think a better thing would not be an Eternals sequel in terms of a movie. Having a Marvel-based television show around the Eternals for me, I think would be a better move because there are so many moving pieces in the story already.
I would have said that if they didn't give me the movie, because the movie was so fucking epic.
I would agree if you tell me for sure Chloe Zhao is coming back. If not, I'm not interested.
Yeah, and I don't even know if she'd come back for the movie, the sequel. I think if they do a sequel,
you should just give her Secret Wars.
Here's what I would do with the sequel, and I've said this, and I think this is actually what they are going to do. I think Star Fox is the main character, and the Eternals are a side to it, and I do not like that, but I only say it because Harry Styles is famous, but also who knows, because his acting premiere in Don't Worry Darling was ass. So
did you never see My Policeman?
I tried. I didn't like it.
Oh, if you think he is ass in Don't Worry Darling.
Okay, so
he's the lead guy in My Policeman.
But my overall pitch, if I wanted it, I would infuse them more internally into the MCU structure. I don't care if you bring in a Moon Knight and Khonshu, and if you want them in there somehow. I would start personally mixing the Eternals up with other characters.
I mean, how sure are we that they don't show up or are even mentioned in Blade? Because
that is true. I don't think they will. I think the Ebony Blade will be. That's what it's called, right? The Ebony Blade. Blade, yeah. I think they'll bring that in there, but I don't think the Eternals itself. Maybe an end credit scene for sure, but I don't think so. Hot take, Ren, and the next question.
Hot take.
You know the one to say.
Do I?
The one that we very much agree on with Thor.
Oh, with Thor. I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder is far superior to Thor: Ragnarok.
There you go.
No question about it.
Boom.
The second best Thor movie is Thor:
I'd say
Love and
mic
Thunder.
drop, but don't drop the mic.
No, I can drop it on the couch.
Next question.
With the negative reviews for Argyle and the mixed reception for Beast of Frankenstein, I saw Tessa's tweet about how critics don't know how to have fun anymore. What are your guys' stance on that statement, and what are your biggest pet peeves when it comes to film criticism?
I enjoyed both. Film is subjective, as always. I think people are exhausted though of movies. I think COVID kind of changed certain things, and I mean, there is a lot of mediocrity for movies, and there is faults to Argyle, and there are faults to Lisa Frankenstein, and they're fun for what they are. But I think a lot of critics have gotten a little bit more hardened, and that's okay. You watch so many movies a year. Not every movie's going to blow you away, but if there's major faults that bother you, which watching Argyle, I was like, yeah, there's quite a few. Me and my sister, maybe it's more of a guilty pleasure because me and my sister laughed our asses off at things that we probably should not have laughed our asses off in that movie. But it's kind of that way. I've always said film is subjective. I think we live in an era where, again, so many films come out and so many people are a little bit more hardened towards them. What about you, Ren? What do you think?
Before I answer, we do have our super chats.
Oh, yes.
Bring that up to the screen. If
Tony Movie Chappie.
Tony Movie Chappie, the first super chat. Thank you so much, Tony. I agree to a degree. Like it's subjective. Like you can have fun. Tell me something you have fun with, like in general. Doesn't even have to be in movies.
Or what do you mean?
Like what's something you do for fun?
I sit on my ass and watch and play video games.
Like a lot of people like watching football.
Oh yeah,
you know, or sports in general. I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl tomorrow, so I don't want to. I don't want to give.
Yeah, look out for our reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Deadpool 3.
My first Super Bowl. But I don't. I agree to a degree, but it's like people like watching football. My father, he loves football. I don't give a shit about it. Like it doesn't change my life one way or another. But it's fun for a lot of people. I don't get the other side of it either, where it's like, oh, this is so ridiculous. Yes, it knows it's ridiculous. Like I get not finding that fun. I don't get finding that like objectively bad. But that's a bigger conversation on film criticism.
Exactly. Cody, you have anything else to say to that?
Yeah, I do. And when it comes to film criticism, once again, I can only reiterate what both of you already said. But I think another thing is just looking back on like in years past, if there's a film that's very similar to Argyle, but in sort of an old classic way, it's The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which funnily enough, Henry Cavill was also a part of. A lot of critics really enjoyed that movie. And now a film like Argyle, which is definitely more stylized, is getting a lot more flack. It does come down to taste and preference, and in terms of how many things you've watched and everything else. And once again, not every film or television show is going to be for people. Once again, Zach likes a lot of the stuff that has come out with Marvel and Disney, and through our conversation, Zach knows that I have been very critical about a lot of the stuff that Disney and Marvel has come out with recently. So it all just comes down to taste, preference, and life experience.
There we go. And our super chat, Tony Movie Chappie says, hot take, Hangover Part 2 is better than the first. I actually agree with this. The Hangover 2 is way funnier and way more gross than the first movie.
I don't necessarily agree that it's better, but I have always loved The Hangover Part 2.
Yeah, 3's fine. I
no, 3 is ass.
I do not remember it. I just
3
remember
is
the giraffe.
There's no fucking hangover in The Hangover Part 3.
That is true. But yeah.
Terrible. Also, by the way, for every super chat you sent with a hot take, we skip our hot take. So you're out of hot takes now. So he can. So he can.
And then also, I'll say this: I do not know how many questions are on there. Okay. So I'll say this: if you want a guarantee, I just start throwing them in as a super chat. If you can, it supports Ren. It supports us.
Both of us.
Yeah.
It supports the show.
Yeah. So
thank you so much, Tony Movie Chappie.
Yeah, definitely. Please throw that in. And are we only doing hot takes that are from super chats?
So if someone else sends a hot take, so right now we would be your hot take, you can skip this one because someone gave their hot take.
Only super chats.
Yeah, only super chats.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do I leave it up?
Leave it up
Okay,
until
okay.
another one comes in. If another one
Okay,
comes
Cody, next question.
All right. With Madam Web coming out next week, what would you guys is a pro? What do you guys think is a pro of the Sony live action Spider-Verse so far off the top of your head? Also, what would you do if you were the Kevin Feige of the universe?
Flat out right now, I'll start this out. If I was the Kevin Feige of the Spunk universe, or whatever the fuck it's, sperm, cum, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know.
it.
I did say it, but that's basically what it sounds like. So, first off, Madam Web looks like ass. I do not think there's any pros to the damn universe. I think Venom is the only pro that they have, and that's Tom Hardy, and that's about it. That literally just Tom Hardy and Venom. That's it. Maybe not the design, but their chemistry, great. There's not really a universe there. What would I do? I wouldn't make Madam Web. I wouldn't make a fucking Craven movie. I wouldn't, maybe Venom. I can maybe see Venom. I wouldn't make a Morbius. I would make, hear me out, guys. Let me get a little closer.
Let's hear him out.
Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Noir. You have all these spider people, and you don't make movies about them? You can put the villains in those. That's how you build it up. You could do a fucking live-action Spider-Verse movie with 6 versus 6. Have 6 villains. Like, there's so many. I would just do something like that. But also, the main thing I would do is make sure I make a good movie. I wouldn't hire the writers of Gods of Egypt to make fucking Madam Web's script or Morbius' script.
I am very happy that you're excited, but what you just pitched, and I'm gonna ask you a question to that. So given what they've done so far, you have that pitch. Do you trust them to make that movie?
No, that's why I would be in charge.
Oh, okay.
I would never let them do it on their own.
Okay.
Especially the writers thing. Because the next writer would be the guy who made movie 43. So
so the biggest pro that I can give that universe is the biggest flaw with any universe is that there's no Spider-Man. So they're not ruining Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's a good pro. That's a good pro.
As the Kevin Feige of that universe, I would hire good writers and have Spider-Man. But
would have its own Spider-Man though?
Yeah, like the way they're doing it, I wouldn't even have made a Morbius movie, at least a movie titled Morbius. I would probably make a movie with Morbius as the villain, not played by Jared Leto. But I would probably have a different Spider-Man in every movie.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Madam Web, you have what, 3 Spider-Women in there?
Well, technically, because of something I told you yesterday, but we're not going to share it here.
But why the fuck? That should have been a Sydney Sweeney movie. She should have been the main star. It should have been her movie.
She's on the rise now too.
Yeah.
How
do you not make that?
A
Black Cat movie would have made more sense.
She should have been
Madam
Black
Web.
Cat in the MCU.
Yeah.
They ruined that.
They still can do it. No, Kevin Feige will just be like,
they're not going to do it. They're going to be like, it's associated with Madam Web now.
So
for a while, she can't be in the.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't. What about you, Cody?
I can't speak to what I would do other than actually getting great writers if I was the Kevin Feige of the universe. But I mean, the benefit that we need to go back to is the fact that friggin' there's a great story within all of the Spider-Man things.
No, there is not. What is the good story in Morbius?
Well, I'm not talking about the live action stuff. I'm talking about stuff that should have been made. And the big thing for me is like the first Spider-Man PS4 game.
The video games are killing it. I mean, I do not disagree on that.
And that's the thing, is that's a story I would love to see on the big screen. Unfortunately, all the live action Sony Spider-Man universe related things, they have not been good.
Except for Spider-Verse.
Except for Spider-Verse.
And that's like because they were like making Into the Spider-Verse, and I think they just had them in a corner at the studio making it. And then they're like, oh wow, this movie's fucking great. You can make 2 more.
And I remember not being the most excited for that.
Same. I went into that movie rolling my eyes, and I walked out going, I just watched my favorite Spider-Man film of all time. So yeah. No other hot takes. So Cody, you got to give a hot take and question.
I've already got one, and that's Spider-Man 3 is actually a good movie.
Yeah. I like it. I know a lot of people probably disagree with you, but
and fair enough. I get why, but I do think it's a good movie.
All right, trying to get an anime more than the movie side of anime. What do you suggest? Death Note is a great.
No, movies.
Oh
No, I thought it said no.
Anime
He said
movies.
instead, more the movie side of anime.
Oh, okay. Akira,
Well,
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, because it's a masterpiece. I'm gonna give you 2 movies that you're gonna bawl your eyes out. One of them in a good way. Another, you're just gonna be fucking sad. Your Name is the greatest romance of all time, and A Silent Voice.
Oh, yeah.
Don't search anything about A Silent
That one.
Voice. Just go into A Silent Voice. You're gonna be weeping. You're gonna be
Oh.
like, I am a shitty person and I need to do better.
And I would say, just in terms of general getting started into anime, look up the first few films that Studio Ghibli did. Look up Ponyo. Look up Kiki's Delivery Service. Look up
Princess
Even
Mononoke.
those, no, not Nasaki, the Valley of the
Nausicaa.
Nausicaa. That's
Valley
the
of the
first
Wind.
one they ever made,
Which supposedly the next one
is his
Miyazaki's doing is a
sequel.
sequel.
which is insane to me. But
And Nausicaa is underrated.
yeah, so what I would say is, if you're just trying to get in the movies, Studio Ghibli is the
Studio Ghibli is a
like
is a great in.
literally just don't watch Erwig and the Witch. And you're
If
fine.
you like something very like, it's one of those movies that at first glance can come across as pretentious, but if you like movies where you can like fully interpret like what it all means, like nothing is straightforward about it, watch Angel's Egg.
Never heard of it.
Angel's Egg is fantastic. I still don't not sure if I understand the whole thing, but I fucking love it. The Boy and the Beast is very good.
That movie is incredible.
And Suzume just came out.
Suzume is also really good.
Is wonderful.
Belle was good too. I like
Belle is good too.
Belle's
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
There's a lot, but I mean, what we just mentioned is basically the ones I would say. And in terms of shows, if you haven't watched Cowboy Bebop yet, I highly recommend that. That's a very easy one to get into.
One of the greatest of all time.
My Hero is the easiest.
My Hero and Cowboy Bebop specifically are 2 great ones to start getting into anime because they're very Western influenced.
They're Western, short, and there's not a lot of filler.
No, I mean at this point I wouldn't say My Hero Academia is short, but I don't mean that.
But in terms of filler, that's what I mean.
Yeah, no, My Hero Academia literally does not have filler unless you go watch the movies, and the movies are fun. Go watch
the movies are awesome.
but they're not like canon for
all right,
sure.
All right, Ren, hot take.
Hot take. Woody Allen has never been a good director.
Fully agree with that.
Yep, agreed.
All right, question.
He's made one good movie.
What are both of your top 5 all-time favorite songs?
Oh,
That's tough for me. But
Question for you two, so I'm gonna go use the restroom.
all right. So flat out, so my number one of all time is oh my god, I'm gonna be pissed that I don't remember. The Best of Me by the Foo Fighters. That's my number one of all time. My number 2, it's kind of funny. Best Day Ever by Mac Miller.
nice. Are we gonna listen to that tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe. I'll talk about it later about that. What I have planned for that. Post Malone's Circles is kind of like a huge one.
Circles is great.
That's
the first song I know that you mentioned.
Yeah, really? You don't know the Foo Fighters one?
Like I know the title, I couldn't.
Do you? And then
I'm sure if you play it, like, oh, I know. The song,
Misery Business by Paramore, and then In the End by Linkin Park. So I think like just going off the top, what could I always jam out to? I do love Numb and Encore by Jay-Z and Linkin Park. You've heard that? Yeah. So that's what I would
like
do.
The original better, but I like.
I love the original too. Yeah, but Jay-Z, like they go off on that. So what about you?
It's so tough. Top 5 songs of all time. I could probably Indestructible or Inside the Fire by Disturbed would be there, because that album is just fucking immaculate. Without Me by Dayseeker is brilliant. Top 5 songs. I have to include Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my god, I fucked up.
Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. It's got to be there. It's one of the greatest musical compositions of all time. One more. You said In the End, so I'm going to veer away from that, even though it'd probably be on mine as well. This is so tough. Can I go with So the last one, I have to have a Billy Joel in my top 5. The question is which song?
All of them. Just say all of them.
Yeah, but I'll probably go with For the Longest Time right now because I mean Billy Joel, he's amazing.
All right. So hot take again from me, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Fuck.
Hey, you had this idea. You commit to
I
it now.
know. At World's End is the best Pirates of the Caribbean film. All right.
Ooh, that is
I don't agree, but you know I'm not too invested in Pirates of the Caribbean.
You know me.
to
I
be
fucking love Pirates
passionate
of the
about it,
Caribbean
yeah.
so much. Okay. Next question.
Okay, with Lisa Frankenstein, what are some of your favorite horror comedies aside from Shaun of the Dead? Since that's probably both of your answers.
Off the top of my head, yes, but if I search about it, I don't know if it will be.
Evil Dead.
Ooh,
Evil Dead,
nice.
or Army of the Evil Dead, or what is it? Army of Darkness. But
Warm
horror
Bodies
comedies.
is great too.
Which one?
Warm Bodies.
I have never seen that.
You've never seen
Oh, Freaky was awesome.
The Menu is sensational.
Yes.
Yeah. Does
Cabin in the Woods
Yeah,
is
does that count?
brilliant.
Yeah. I love that.
American Do we count American Psycho?
Happy Death Day, I do count.
Yeah. Do we count American Psycho?
I would.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It's a dark. It's very dark, but it is a dark comedy.
So
Wait.
American Psycho, I was asking if we count for the comedy side. Here's another question: if we counted for the horror side, do we count This Is the
Okay,
End?
so
I don't.
I was about to say, I do.
Okay.
I would count it, and that's my number one horror comedy. So
Alright.
there we go, because I fucking love that movie.
Ready or Not.
Oh wait, Zombieland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ready or Not is fantastic.
Ren, your favorite movie of last year, The Blackening. That is a great horror comedy. Cody agrees with me.
It's a terrible horror.
No,
it's
it
a
is
terrible
not.
comedy. It's a terrible
it's
film. It's terribly
hilarious.
acted.
It is
It is horribly written.
Do not listen to
It
this
is
one.
it is
The
ass.
Blackening is fantastic.
It is ass.
That movie was so fun.
Also,
Cody Curtis is an ass man, clearly.
I'm gonna put a little indie spin on there because there is a musical out there called Anna and the Apocalypse.
Overrated.
It is
Anna and the
great.
Apocalypse?
I do not like this movie.
Oh, I really enjoy it.
Anna and the Apocalypse, I really, really enjoy. Evil Dead 2. Also, as dark as it is, I wouldn't count it as in like a full-on horror comedy, but it does have very funny parts to it. That's Evil Dead Rise. Like, I think Evil Dead Rise I think it's enjoyable. I think some parts of it are really, really funny. I think on the horror end of things, it's really, really good.
The worst Evil Dead movie.
The best Evil Dead movie.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
By fucking far. It's not even in
Dude,
the same
you are
ballpark.
high as a fucking kite.
You know,
if you
I
think
wish I
that.
was.
You are
Wake and bake, baby.
insane to me. You are insane to me. You are insane, dude.
He can't even continue with the sentence.
You are insane. Cody, whose hot take was it? His next hot take from you and a question.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go off of yours when it comes to the Pirates of the Caribbean. The Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, that being Dead Man's Chest, Black Pearl, and At World's End, is one of the best film trilogies that has ever been released.
I agree. What if I told you? No, I'm not going to start that. You'll leave. You'll get back on a plane and leave today.
Okay.
I don't have the money for that.
Here we go. Oh, and I'm excited to talk about this. Thoughts on Love Lies Bleeding trailer? Love it.
Didn't see the new one.
Absolutely love it.
I have not seen a single frame from this movie.
There was a new trailer that came out this week, I believe on Wednesday. I didn't see that one. But I saw the first one. The first one is spectacular. I can't wait.
Awesome.
Is this the person who mentions probably no release date for the UK?
Yeah.
There is a release date for the UK. We're getting it in April, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited. Love Lies Bleeding is one of my, out of the things that we know of right now, Love Lies Bleeding is probably, it's in my top 5 most anticipated films of this year. Like, I am so thoroughly excited for it.
I want to get into the junket for that film just to ask Katie O'Brien to bench press me. There's nothing hotter about a woman that can kick your ass.
All right. Well, there we go. Give us your hot take and next question.
My hot take. Oof. What's a hot take I can give? My last one was pretty good, so I have an excuse to be drawing a blank right now. The DCU EU has more good movies than it has bad movies.
Fully agree.
I agree with that too.
And I wouldn't even say mediocre movies. I would say legit good.
No,
movies.
good. It also has mediocre movies.
Yeah.
Like Shazam.
So shut the fuck up, man. Dude, if Cynthia hears that, she's gonna come out here and throw you out. So next question.
Y'all watch Kamal Nanjiani's clip from his interview on Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast about how the negative reception to the Eternals hurt him and caused him to go to therapy. And have you guys ever dealt with negativity that hurt you personally? Oh,
No,
yes.
not again.
No,
Oh,
the
it's just
the light
lights?
died.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, we're fine.
We're
Sorry,
good.
guys.
We're good. We're just a little more
Yeah,
tanned.
it's like if we're talking about the guys, if for everybody who's watching this, being in the entertainment space, whether it is film criticism or being an actor or being a filmmaker,
Yep.
getting really, really bad negativity, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I get like a hate message every day over dumb shit. Like the YouTube Shorts is the most toxic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. TikTok comments. I mean, the whole short life is the most toxic thing I've ever seen in space. And film Twitter. Film Twitter is
Film
rude.
Twitter is a cesspool.
Yeah, it's ass.
Like
Star Wars film Twitter, all that. I'm just
I
over it.
didn't see the clip. I saw a few of the quotes, and it's terrible. Kumail, I love Eternals since day one. It's brilliant.
The Big Sick is one of the best
Oh, The Big
romantic
Sick is
comedies
so
to come
good.
out like in the past 2 decades. It's great.
Have you guys ever seen Little America?
Yeah.
So good. He produces it. We got a new super chat, and I believe it's from one of Zach's friends. So if you want to read that out loud.
Oh, this is your friend,
This
or
is
my
my
friend too. He made the 3D print.
Oh, nice.
So shout out. He just texted me and asked if you guys got here safe. He
Thank
says,
you.
"Hey, I've sat on that
I
couch."
got mine.
Yeah, he has
Yes.
sat on this couch.
Yes. Yes.
Hello, Donnie. Hello.
Hello, Donnie.
I see you. How's working right now? I know you're listening. I know you're taking calls. So
Have I ever had like interactions like that? It never
thank you for
affected
the
me
super chat.
because I have very much the mentality of if I don't know you, if I don't care about you, like your words can't hurt me. But I've gotten very, very mean comments on YouTube. I got one time I reviewed. There was this movie that I saw, and I was interested in. I'm a big Lily Collins fan, like much more than most people. So anything she's one of those. Anything she's in, I'll watch. That's why I watch Emily in Paris. It's my trash television show, but she's in it, so I'll watch. And I watched a movie with her called The Inheritance, I believe. It's with her and Simon Pegg. And at this point, I don't even remember what I thought of the film. I thought it was a very okay film off the top of my head. But I got a comment on that of all fucking reviews. And those are also the movies that get the most views for some fucking reason. And I got a comment saying, you are a waste of space in this world. And I'm like, that's a fucking weird hill to die on for this movie?
Yeah.
Really?
One time I got a Facebook message request from a man who told me I can go kill myself and hang myself for
Those are the same thing.
yeah, basically for liking some indie random movie. But actually I didn't like it. I disliked it. I was like, okay, so I went to respond, blocked me. Sent the mess. Oh, and then I just had someone I didn't. So my beekeeper review. I don't think people were watching the whole thing.
Yeah, you're beekeeper.
I start out with the review saying it's stupid, and I think most people stopped watching right when I said that, and then started commenting. But if they finish the review, I say it's stupid.
It's very
it's
good.
so fun and entertaining.
I really like the beekeeper.
This person comments on my video, goes to my Instagram, and tells me, "Motherfucker, karma's a bitch. For you not liking the beekeeper, I hope you die." So then I respond with, where did you finish the review? Because I liked it. And they said, no, you called it stupid. Yeah, it is fucking stupid. It's got puns, it's got guns, and it's a ton of fucking fun. Done. That's all it matters.
He rhymed, guys. He's fucking serious.
So yeah, and so the second I said that back to them because they didn't finish the fucking video, they never responded.
Yeah, of course they didn't.
Little. First off, if you're watching this, you're a fucking bitch.
And you'll never be on this couch.
No, karma's a bitch. Okay, what?
What's your hot take?
Yeah, next hot take.
Thor: Love and Thunder is a top 15 MCU film.
Oh,
Yes,
that is a hot take.
Huh?
I agree.
If I throw another thing out, a lot of Phase 4 is in my top 15. Shang-Chi, Eternals,
Loki.
Wakanda, Moon Knight, Loki, yeah, just not She-Hulk. Question.
Thoughts on the Knuckles trailer?
Didn't see
I watched this. I liked it. I thought it was cool. It's 6 episodes.
6?
Yeah.
They're going the Marvel route.
Yeah. What about you? You're the Sonic fan.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I thought it was fun. As Zach can attest, I'm excited. Like I'm
For
sure
people who don't know, Cody is like literally the fucking biggest Sonic fan in the world. He'll tell me stuff, and I'm
Sonic the Hedgehog, like the movie. First of all, I have played all the games. Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, is my comfort movie that at a certain point I was watching once a week. But for Knuckles, the thing is, as big of a Sonic fan as I am, I'm ready for Knuckles because I'm sure it'll be fun. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is the thing I'm the most excited for. That is any Sonic related. That's it. Though.
he's so excited to see Shadow's friend.
I mean, I'm so excited to see Shadow.
If Shadow does not have a shotgun, I'm done. He needs a gun.
You just said last week he's not gonna have it.
I know he won't. That's why I don't think it's gonna be great.
I am looking forward to potentially seeing Sonic the Hedgehog 3 be the first PG-13 movie in this entire franchise, which for Shadow's story, there's a good chance that it's gonna be.
Nah, they too big of a bitch. They ain't gonna do it.
All right, so my hot take.
You can do TV too.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna piggyback off of a previous hot take from
If
the
you
next one.
fucking say anything about Breaking Bad, Ren, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I've never seen it. I can't.
I
say
know,
anything
but you
about
might
it.
talk shit about it.
No, I can't.
No, okay, good.
Okay, here's a hot take. Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad.
Ooh.
I am not mad at that because every day I think about this on which one I like more.
Every
So-
day he goes to bed and he just lies there going, "Which one is better?"
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both. They're both my favorite television show of all time
Okay.
until The Last of Us is finished. Then it'll be my favorite video game and my favorite television show of all time.
It's nowhere near
Alright.
mine.
Thoughts on the Netflix preview trailer for movies and shows?
Almost all of them looked like shit.
Yeah, agreed.
Basically, except I'm very interested in the Taron Egerton and Jason Bateman movie. That looks
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
try hard.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm just hard on Netflix. A lot of the reason because I think they push quantity out instead of quality, and I would love to see more quality stuff because their quality stuff is excellent. I'd also love to see it in theaters. So, but genuinely, if I'm being honest, I just didn't watch the preview. I just had someone do a recap for me. Hey, this is what to look out for.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these. Let's smash all the movies you have coming out together into like a trailer for the whole thing. I'm not too much into it, so I didn't see the whole thing. I saw a few clips.
A lot of weird stuff that wasn't on there, like Havoc and Electric State.
Yeah.
Because Electric State actually just test screened out here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Also, last night I did not know this. There was a Civil War test screening out here. So I'm waiting for someone to respond because I know they went to it. I saw.
Nice.
So hoping it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm not the biggest fan of studios or live action properties. I think there's a place where this kind of format works. For me, when animation studios do this kind of thing where they mash things together for the preview of the next year, I think it works a lot better just because I think animation works better in that context where it's visually stimulating in a way that live action most of the time is not.
Fair.
And so, yeah, that's my take on it. And
Next hot take.
Next hot take. There are only 2 good Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
That's fine.
I mean,
That's fine. I'm not mad at that.
And only one of them belongs to the original trilogy.
Oh, so you like Captain Salazar?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
1 and 5 are the only good ones for me.
That you're fucking insane. But 5 is great. I love 5.
I don't even think it's great.
The only one I don't like is 4. I did not like 4. I think 4 is boring.
4 is the most bland one.
It's because they made Jack the main character.
Yeah.
And he should never be the main character. Anyways, next
He's
question.
the main character in 5.
I saw
in
the
2 and
Marvels
3.
was trending on Twitter since it dropped on Disney Plus.
Because
And
it's good.
Apparently, people are, man, this movie is actually fun. I should have saw this in theaters. You know, instead of judging it for themselves. But what is a movie that was poorly received or didn't do well financially, but over time you think will gain a cult following?
Wait, what movie will gain a cult following that didn't do good in theaters, basically, right?
So something that wasn't good in people's mind upfront financially or by the box office, but will eventually become like a super big hit.
The Nice Guys. I've always said it. That'll be a huge
Agreed.
film. And
I would argue it already is.
yeah,
Like, at
I
this
mean, it's
point.
kind of tough because we're at the start of the
I
year,
mean-
so I'd have to go off last year.
I mean, I already have one. It's not necessarily one now, but it's a prime example of this. Jennifer's Body. Like Jennifer's Body was not like super big, but there is a big cult following of that darn thing now.
Yeah, and I think Lisa Frankenstein. I mean, if you want to get iffy on that, I'll also say Joyride. I think will absolutely have a not a cult following, but I definitely think it'll find once it actually hits a streaming service, that film will blow up. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I think will be a huge hit later down the road.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Let's see here from the past little bit.
The Blackening, I think.
No. I will make sure that doesn't happen.
You know what? It's big in like film circles with film people. But honestly, I think Blade Runner 2049, as the years go on, is going to get more and more love than it currently has right
Masterpiece.
Is my hot take next?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a double.
Okay.
Blade Runner 2049 is better than the original, and the original Blade Runner is okay.
Agreed.
I've watched every version. I do not understand it. I just think it's highly
They're
overrated.
both masterpieces.
Ridley Scott is an absolute trash director sometimes. Gladiator is his best movie. Last Duel was awesome. Alien, I'll get into Alien on my next one.
Okay.
He's just going through all the hot takes.
Question.
Okay. Thoughts on the Academy creating a brand new category for best casting starting in 2026?
Cool. That's my thoughts.
Where are stunts?
Yeah, that's
Where are stunts?
Yeah, where are stunts? And this is a category that should have been around for a long time.
Also, this is a category that they should have waited for the 100th Oscars to introduce. Like, why are you introducing it in the 97th? Just wait for the 100th. It's just 3 more years. Come on.
All right, and Zach, it is your hot take.
No, I just did one.
Oh,
It's your turn.
It's you.
Okay, so
Can't copy people either.
no, I'm not.
You can piggyback off of people.
I've got one because this is not the thing for everybody, but House of Gucci is Ridley Scott's worst movie.
Okay, I was very afraid of where that was going to go.
Same.
But I don't even agree with that because the counselor exists.
You know what's funny? I have a ton of friends who like have that in their top 15 of all time. I shit you not. And I've never seen it, so I can't speak on it. Question.
Remember Titan? When a woman fucks a car,
I
gets
fucking
pregnant?
love Titan. Yeah.
Yeah, counselor did that first. Cameron Diaz fucks a
Oh,
car in
nice.
that movie. She doesn't get pregnant, though.
Yeah, Titan's the Transformers origin story.
Rank which franchise has the best chance bouncing back with audience and why? Marvel, DC, and Star Wars.
Marvel,
Oh,
DC, and
Marvel.
Star Wars. Because Star Wars fans
Yeah,
are
Star
always going to
Wars.
hate Star Wars.
Star Wars fans are bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly
Except
what you
us.
said.
We're great.
Yeah, Marvel. Yeah, I mean Marvel and DC, I'd say is about the same. Like as long as James Gunn comes out swinging.
And also at this point, DC is in a very good position because they're starting from scratch.
Yeah, Marvel's got to fix.
Yeah.
A lot. So
Yeah, but they're still better than DC.
next hot take and question.
So that's you, Ren.
That's me.
Also, I will say this right now. I don't know how long we've been going for, but I would say we probably have another 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, we have like.
So
15,
if
20
you,
minutes.
there's still a lot of questions. If you really want it, super chat it.
We're going through them fast though.
Yeah, we're trying. So
Hot take. In every regard, generally speaking, movies, comics, TV, Marvel is better than DC. I love both. Marvel is better than DC.
I'm not mad.
Generally speaking, of course,
speaking,
you have DC movies that are
yeah.
better than Marvel movies, but generally speaking, as a whole, Marvel.
I
is
think
better.
for me, like there's some terminal like where I would say like comics overall, I like from DC a little bit more.
Okay.
But I grew up more with DC comics than I Marvel. I'm trying to catch up on Marvel now. So
Cheers.
This one's going to be quick. Thoughts on multiple new A24 movies announced, such as Denzel Washington and Dakota Johnson-led films. I think it's great. A24, although the thing is, A24 does a lot, but they haven't really done anything that's disappointed me. They've done stuff that I think is good to phenomenal, but they haven't done anything where I've been like, this is disappointing. Like,
Iron Claw.
you didn't watch Dick's the Musical, so
Oh shit.
that
that
movie-
is true. I didn't.
yeah, it's their worst movie they've ever
Yeah.
produced. So
Did you say the Iron
No,
Claw?
because I thought you were going somewhere else with what you were saying.
Oh no.
because the Iron Claw is brilliant. So A24 is interesting because it's one of those studios that's it's a 3-headed studio per se. Depending on who you ask, it's either amazing, it's either awful, or it's 50-50. For me, I'm one of the people to whom A24 is a 50-50 studio. Like they're either that was really fantastic, or like with the Iron Claw, but then you also have a Priscilla, and it's like it's a student film clearly.
And then, what was your thought on Hereditary?
Mid.
See, so for me, for
Military.
A24 is my second favorite movie studio. Pixar is my number
Pixar.
one. But my thing with A24 is that you are right. I come out of the film feeling 3 different ways. One, I can appreciate that, but that was not for me. I fucking love this movie. Or I watch it, I'm like, the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I love about it, and I feel like that's how most people feel in their movies. So, who's hot?
We have
takes
a new
next?
super chat.
Oh, we do.
So I don't know if it's a hot take, but
Let's throw it in there. Tony Movie Chappie, thank you so much for $4.99. Thoughts on Wild Coyote being shelved forever after failing to find a distributor? I know a lot of filmmakers will be mad at Zaslav.
We were just talking about
this.
heart crushing. I've told you both, I've seen a bit of this film. I basically saw an entire scene, and I want to see the rest. This film looks so amazing.
It's written by James Gunn.
It's written by James Gunn. It's so funny. It's so like what I was talking about with ISS and with the Tom Cruise documentary. Like there are movies that you hear the concept, and those two movies are exactly what you think of the concept. This is the concept elevated to its maximum
I'm
potential.
so mad. I hope someone leaks. I'm not for leaks. I'm not for any of that.
No, not at all.
This is one of the few times
there
where
are
I'm like,
exceptions in
please leak
life.
the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, please fuck over Warner Brothers and leak the goddamn movie. Because, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. So,
we haven't talked about this. I don't think I've ever seen, but do you think right now we could be living in an era of Warner Brothers where David Zaslav is the Bob Chapek of Warner Brothers?
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong.
And do you think
there
anyone
are
could come
certain
around and
things-
reverse his decisions?
No, I think as of right, I think here's the thing. A lot of these movies, I don't know how the tax write-offs work and everything. I have seen certain things where it's like, because there are political people who are fighting that these should not be allowed to be tax write-offs.
Oh,
And then there are some other people
Fair.
saying, okay, so they're a tax write-off. Well, shouldn't the movies be in public domain then? Where anyone can watch them?
Yeah.
Since the tax, that's who's paying for it.
True.
So I genuinely think if they're writing it off as tax, it should come out as free. Batgirl, any of this shit. And all these movies should be put out on public domain to be downloaded and watched and whatever. Because Disney Plus.
How
did a
do
lot
you
of that.
shelve a movie focused on the best Looney Tune?
Literally. So bullshit. Whose turn for the hot take?
I
back
think I
to
just
me?
did mine. So it's...
Oh, okay. So we're going back to me.
No, yeah, because it was about to be you, and then we got to
Okay.
super chat.
Prometheus and Alien Covenant are better than any of the other Alien movies to me.
No,
Oh my
like both, but no,
I
not better than Alien 1 and 2. Not better
They're better
than
than
Alien
they're
Aliens.
better than the first Alien for
No.
me. I do not like that movie. I think it's completely
You're
overrated.
just a Ridley Scott hater. Move
I'm
on.
not a Ridley
Move
Scott
on.
hater.
Move
Well, I
on.
am.
Move on, buddy. Move
Old
on.
curmudgeon.
It's about time you grow up.
Some grandkid of his is going to show on this podcast, and then I'm never.
His son is directing. I mean, he directed once.
I'm sure it's better than him.
No, it's not. It's
Oh.
ass. It's a movie with Anya Taylor-Joy, Paul Giamatti.
Which one?
It was called Morgan. 2016.
Oh, he directed that. I thought Ridley Scott directed that.
No, it was his son.
Damn,
Uh,
that
I don't think the movie's great.
His name is not
but it's
Scott Scott,
it's
obviously,
not
but
trash.
No, that movie is trash.
no,
All right, next question.
How come movies which go to festivals take ages to come to theaters or streaming? Am I okay? Which came out in 2022 to festivals still has no release, for example.
It's because studios buy these movies
Yeah,
and
at
then
festivals.
it's yeah,
business. Like,
Yeah.
it's
and sometimes they never get bought.
Yeah.
So Am I Okay? Warner Brothers owns that. It's a Dakota Johnson movie directed by Tig Notaro. It is excellent.
Oh.
I've seen this movie, and I wish I could see it again. It's very subtle, and it's probably my favorite Dakota Johnson performance.
That's the second Dakota Johnson movie right now that's looking for distribution.
yeah.
Because you have that and Daddy-O.
Which one's that? I think I've
It's
seen
the
it.
one with her and Sean Penn. I think the whole film is
Oh,
like
never mind.
her
No,
in
no,
a
I
cab
haven't
with
seen that,
him.
yeah. So just in terms of how people film festivals, they put the movies there. Studios try to buy them.
Yeah.
Then it's up to the
That's it.
studios to release them. Am I Okay got bought before David Zaslav came in. then now it's just sitting there because it was supposed to go to streaming only.
And you are not okay with that.
No, it's a really good movie. So, but then there's the Daniels made a movie at Sundance that I saw called Omniboat.
You told me about this.
Nowhere. For people,
Wasn't this the same year as
2019.
Oh,
2020.
Oh,
So it's like movie 43. Multiple different directors take on this story. The Daniels were one of them, but this is a great version of it. There is it's about a speedboat in Florida.
I'm surprised that hasn't been bought specially right after or right
I am
around
not.
everything
I am
everywhere
not
all
at
at
all.
once.
It's arguably not a good movie,
Okay.
but it is fucking.
But it is them.
Yeah, you see the boat have sex at one point
Okay.
with another boat,
Moving on. What's
and
next?
then the boat has a kid.
Titan? Is it Titan all over again?
More fast paced, but yeah.
Fast.
All right, hot take, Cody, and next question.
Okay. Hot take. Which actually, this goes in line with the next question. The original Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, I do not think it's a good movie.
Don't most people think that? I don't know. I like it.
It's a good movie.
I mean, everybody I've talked to.
It has a
said-
fascinating making of story. If you listen to, not to promote another podcast that is not as good as ours, but if you listen to the It Was a Shit Show podcast, they have an episode on them, and it's not so much the movie, but you get a whole different perspective on Doug Liman that at least I had before listening to that
Are
episode.
you more excited for Roadhouse then?
Roadhouse.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that movie.
I'll watch it because it's very much my kind of film, but it's very okay. Yeah, sure. I'm in.
Rest of the question.
In honor of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, what are some movies that you guys feel were great as TV shows?
Ooh.
Wait, movies that got turned into TV shows?
Let's say
Anything they could.
Oh, they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think would work great as a TV show? Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon feels like a TV show.
It should have been one. That could have been like their Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I mean, anything in the Blade Runner world. We haven't really gotten
we're getting one,
We got the anime,
and we're getting one.
and the anime. I was so disappointed by the look of the anime because it's the same director as Cowboy Bebop, but they went with CG animation.
I hate that.
I was so crushed.
So movie.
We have another hot take before the next question.
Okay, cool. So you don't have to do
No,
one.
there. Super chats.
Oh, I know. So
Oh.
when we're done, for me, I think Sicario could have been a really cool TV show.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I think that could have been a really cool TV show. Because I was trying to think Denis after you said Blade Runner.
Mhm.
Genuinely, if I want to go Nolan, I think Inception would be a fucking badass TV show.
Yeah.
Imagine that anime.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my favorite franchises of all time as a TV show.
Huh.
Saw.
Nah, not for me.
You don't think
But
so?
That's okay. I know you guys love that.
No, but I think it would work very well as a TV
It could.
show.
A reality, real.
I mean, let's be honest though.
A different trap every episode. That'd be fucking awesome.
Saw X is the best film in the franchise, and that's not contested.
Third best. No, second best.
Oh, I also would like to say, I don't know. I was gonna make a fucking joke. I can't. Tony Movie Chappie, another $4.99. Hot take is that Alien 3: The Assembly Cut is my favorite Alien movie of the franchise, and Prometheus is my second, and Aliens being third.
I don't agree with it being the best, but I've always liked Alien 3.
I've never seen it, or I have seen not the Assembly Cut, but is that the original one?
No.
Oh, okay, so I've seen the original version,
Okay.
just not this version. Is this like his director's cut?
No, because it doesn't. It's the producer's cut. Let's say that.
Okay, is it better?
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
And I think we might have a super chat.
Oh, another one? No. No, that's it. That's it.
Okay, next one, Cody.
Okay, cool.
So far.
I
Keep them coming though.
let's throw it out. What, like 8 minutes left? Eight-
You
eight-
tell us.
8 minutes left, guys. So throw in those super chats if you want your question answered.
Okay. First of all, I want to get this out there because I saw it and it's wonderful. Firstly, before I start asking questions, I have to say it's awesome to see you guys meet in person. And Zach,
Hey, thanks so much.
congratulations to you and Cynthia. I hope your wedding is magical.
Nice.
Thank you so
Who
much.
did that come from?
From Andrew
Seif?
Seif.
Nice. Thank,
Thank
you,
you,
Andrew.
Andrew. We
Big
appreciate
supporter
it.
of the show.
All right. In terms of recent multiverse stories, why do you think movies like EEAAO, the Spider-Verse films, Loki, and No Way Home work and why Multiverse of Madness and The Flash weren't as well received. I think it's because the former were more characters focused and centered around themes of atonement and used the what if concept from the different lives efficiently.
I have a huge thoughts on this. So Multiverse of Madness, I think people went in with weird expectations on that movie, expecting more multiverse shenanigans. And I still do agree they should have done more with it. But in the end of the day, that wasn't the story that Sam Raimi wanted to tell. And as for The Flash, I fucking love The Flash. So that movie has a great story. I love the emotional connection with the mother and everything of that. I think for me, the whole multiverse stuff, it just depends how it's handled. I think it's a little annoying how many things are using it, though. Like, I just beat Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and I'm like, why is there multiverse shenanigans in this movie? I understand in terminology why they're doing it, but it didn't feel like it needed multiverse in there. It just didn't feel like it needed it. And if you wanted to do that, then it should have been in Elseworld. It shouldn't have been in the Arkham world. But I'll talk about that in my video when I make it. But it's just, I feel like it's the crux. It's what everyone's trying to do right now, because it's easy to explain and do different things. And there's a lot of unique things you can do with it too. That's why so many people are fascinated with it. Spider-Verse is a great example of how to explain the multiverse. Everything Everywhere All at Once was a very unique twist on the multiverse. Loki is, I don't count it as, I mean, it deals with the multiverse, but it also doesn't, like, it's more of a character study. And I think it just depends on how you handle it. It, like, for me, if you say multiverse, cool. What's your twist on this? What's the new aspect or change to it? Like, personally, for me, I don't think the MCU has done enough with it for this entire saga. I think every single thing that's come out should have some connection to it in a way that leads into the next film. When you look at most of them, I'd probably say most do not have a single connection to it. So
it's tough to say because no matter what you feel about The Flash, it is arguably a very character-driven movie.
Yeah.
The whole thing's about him and his mom. I think you can boil it down to the biggest problem with The Flash is they never properly established the DCU as a connected universe. They showed up together once in one movie. That's it. So when it comes to the whole thing of, oh shit, he changed the universe, we never established the original one to begin with, so I don't really care. I'm not really invested about what he changed. What did he change, really? When it comes to Doctor Strange, I think it's a movie that was very much a victim of people allowed. And I certainly am partially responsible for this on my end. Like, it's one of those films that people allow their expectations to become their speculations to become expectations. And so it warped on how we perceive the movie. Like, and even when I first watched Multiverse of Madness, like, I love this. And then going back, no, I really like this. I still think it's really good, but I don't quite love it. It's not upper echelon MCU like the original Doctor Strange is for me.
Cody, any thoughts on that?
I think my thought process is that the multiverse and everything is great. It is great in theory. It's great in concept. Execution is where things are getting muddled. Once again, I agree. Spider-Verse for me is hands down the best interpretation of showing the multiverse we have ever gotten, at least in the comic book sense. Everything Everywhere All at Once, in terms of other forms of storytelling, is right up there with it. For me, it's just right now when it comes to the multiverse, I agree with Zach. The fact that it's just these creatives in these studios, they don't exactly know how to tackle it. They know how to tackle one facet of it, but that's the one facet that we're sort of looking at now, and it's not being expanded upon or changed or evolved, and it's becoming really, really unfocused, and that's sort of the big thing here.
All right, read that one, and then I'll show you which one I picked out the last three. So
Okay.
Ren, I have to ask you, what are your thoughts on everything that went down at the WWE conference yesterday?
Ooh,
I should have recorded you. I should have fucking recorded you.
True. I think they made the most of it. This press conference was very unusual because it's not after an event. It's very detached from WrestleMania. WrestleMania is only in April. We got a lot to wait for that. It's literally a month away, 2 months away, because it's April 6th and 7th. So I think they did the most of it. At the end of the day, I'm just happy Cody, not you, Cody.
Cody Rhodes.
The best Cody gets to finish his story at WrestleMania as he deserves. I don't know what's going on with The Rock though, because he fully turned heel yesterday. Suddenly him and Roman Reigns are best friends, just because they're family. So this guy is fucking turned into the Vin Diesel of the WWE, which is not good. So yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm very happy for Cody. I'm very afraid The Rock is going to screw him over at Mania. And then I'm thinking, hold up, but the whole thing is you're going to face Roman Reigns next. So why are you besties with him right now? It's very strange. Part of me is expecting a swerve at Mania, and we all think The Rock is going to attack Cody. He turns on Roman Reigns like a Mike Tyson turned on Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14.
Cody gets fucked over.
No, that's the thing. We all expecting Cody to get fucked over. I think that's the swerve. Roman gets fucked over, and Cody finishes the story.
That would be the only way to do it. I mean, from what you explained to me,
the best way to do it is just don't have The Rock get involved. Let Cody win clean, because this is going to be the first loss of Roman Reigns in 3 years, 4 years. So let Cody beat him clean. Let him finish the story. So lots of thoughts, lots of concerns, but also lots of excitement.
I'm actually just going to fly out there and fight them, and I'm actually going to be the winner.
You are?
Okay. Yeah, they're just going to be surprised. They're going to be like,
where is WrestleMania?
Where'd you tell me it was? He told me a lot of states that they were popular in. Is it St. Louis? No, Chicago? Where is it?
I'm not telling you, otherwise you can't fly there.
No, I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, next question, man.
All right. What are your thoughts on David Leitch directing a new Jurassic World movie and for it to be set to release in July 2025?
If Jason Momoa is not riding a dinosaur with guns attached to it, I don't want it.
I'm very excited. I cannot wait for this right now.
I heard Fall Guys incredible, so
yeah,
that's all that matters to me.
I like. It's funny because we talked last week about how big of a fan I am of David Leitch, like as a director.
Yeah,
and I was very, I don't know about the new Jurassic Park because
then they announced him.
The last trilogy was I really liked the first one, and then the other two are, I don't really know what's an exciting direction, and then they have David Leitch. That's an exciting direction for the franchise. Cody. It's different. I'm not saying it's not. But
I completely agree. The thing is, as soon as they announced it, I was like, oh, Jurassic World Dominion was, maybe we should just let this rest die. But then
Dominion didn't know what to do. They had fucking bugs more than dinosaurs.
Yeah, as long as the next movie is about dinosaurs, we're good.
David Leitch, I'm excited that he's coming on, but I'm just going to say this right here and right now. As much as I enjoyed the new and the old characters, start fresh. Not just with the fact that we've got a director, start a completely new story with new characters.
I agree.
Do you think they call it Jurassic World or Jurassic Universe? Do they go to space with
Jurassic Earth?
What,
I'm down for
Jason X? With the Friday the 13th.
Yeah, like what if they like send raptors?
It's too early to go to space just yet for this franchise because they usually go to space on 9, 10, 11.
So what we need, that would be the finale.
That would be either the finale or the first chapter of the next trilogy.
Okay, awesome.
And then I think the plot's going to involve a T-Rex that adopts a dog, but then the dog gets killed, so the T-Rex goes on a rampage.
I agree. So this is gonna be our final question.
Final question of the most specialist of shows.
The best episode yet.
The best episode yet.
Except episode 69, where people are asking us a little too weird questions.
Oh, and I love this. What are your favorite anime openings that get you pumped up?
So it's always tough because sometimes they switch up the music. But a lot of Naruto Shippuden, like sometimes it just fucking like
Naruto
has
a lot of great intros. Lovers, Silhouette, the last intro. Dreamers is good. Closer is fantastic. The first one, Haruka. No, I don't remember what the other one is.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop's is awesome.
Cowboy Bebop is a classic. Dragon Ball has Shala, Head Shala, Angels. We got power. We got top power.
I mean, there's that. I would say I'm also a big fan. First of all, Naruto Shippuden, yes. The openings for the arc with the tuning exams, I'm also a really big fan of. I would also say most of the My Hero Academia openings, specifically, those are good. The music for the My Hero Academia anime movies, those are like peak.
Those are usually the openings for the season that's airing around the time the movie comes out.
Yeah, My Hero Academia. I also agree with Ren. Like, I think that most of the Dragon Ball openings are super hyped, although they're designed to be that way.
Are you talking about the English openings? Because I'm talking about the Japanese openings.
I'm talking about the Japanese openings.
Okay,
like,
okay, cool.
Here's the thing. Most of the time, I do watch anime in the dub format, although I'm not opposed to subs. But Japanese openings, I think are the greatest thing on the planet.
The latest, the first one is very good as well, but the one for the third season, the opening of Demon Slayer is fucking-tastic.
Yes, it is.
Men with a Mission, they're a very, 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 very good band. The openings for the Fate series are generally wonderful. My Hero Academia, like you said, has a lot of great ones. Like the first intro is still the best of the entire series for me. So yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen has amazing openings. Shaman King has amazing. Yu-Gi-Oh, but Yu-Gi-Oh, the English opening of it, because the Japanese one has nothing to do, like the whole that's English Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's fucking fantastic. Copyright, stop.
Pokemon. No one talked about Pokemon.
Well,
Pokemon!
yeah.
Yeah.
Digimon has amazing Japanese.
I need to show you my Digimon toys.
Yes.
I have them. They're in the closet.
And I'll say, if we're gonna go, I mean, anime openings are great. But anime closings to stuff, like closing themes, can also be really, really good.
So there are closings that I love, but generally I'm like 85% of the time I'm not into that. But then there's one or another I'm like, oh, I'm liking an ending song. Cool, yeah. Is that the last one?
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's
no other
it?
super chats. You guys are making us poor. But this is the best episode we've ever done.
This is the greatest episode we've ever done.
So if we're not having an episode next week because we will not be.
Because I will be
able
in
to.
California.
But the week after that, we should.
I'll be at a screening on when we'll. No,
Okay.
I'll be at Disneyland for the third time that week.
Look at that. Look at
by
that.
the time.
So other than that, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure, please go to the podcast feed. I don't care if you have Apple, Spotify, whatever. Into the Geekverse with Zach Pope. There's so much cool stuff coming there that I can't talk about yet. But I'm Zach. This is Cody. That's Ren. Look out for a lot of fun stuff. And of course, until next time, you wanna throw it out there?
Love each other and love the movies. Bye bye, everybody. See you later.